everyone. Alright, it is Ryan back playing my hardcore character on Diablo 3. I put on subtitles, lowered the sound a little bit just to compensate. The first couple of videos, the in-game sound was a little loud, so I decided to lower it down. And I'm going to continue on with my character here. Got all my dogs with me. And it is time to talk to Leah.
Uncle, you're alive.
Thanks to you and your friend here.
I seek your wisdom. Tell me of the fallen star.
The prophecy of the end days surely points to it as a sign that the end has begun.
Please, Uncle, not more of your stories. All that matters now is that you're back.
Alright. Let's talk to Decker, see what he's got to say.
Skeleton King was once our beloved lord, Leoric. He was driven mad by Diablo's evil. He lost both of his sons and his very soul before he was finally defeated. Now it seems he's risen to plague this land once again.
The Oric should be in the unformed land, yet he stands between me and the fallen star.
The key to defeating him lies in his old crown. Seek out our blacksmith, Hadrig. He knows of its whereabouts.
Alright, so basically gotta go find the crown. Most of you are familiar with this part of the quest, especially if you got to play the beta. But yeah, here's my quest, so you can read it if you want to. I need to go sell some stuff here. I was always curious whether or not characters would be able to keep their stuff when, or like between characters. The beta was always jumping back and forth. For example, the stash was shared at first, then it wasn't, it was separate, then it was shared again. At first, when you were on one character, if you had the blacksmith, it would carry over to the other character, then they stopped that. And then it was back again, where every character had the same blacksmith kind of thing, regardless of when you started. So I was always curious as to whether or not they were going to keep it around or not. They ended up actually getting rid of it all, meaning that it's not shared between characters. So all of this is separate from me. Now the stash is not shared either, unfortunately. I wish it was, because I had some stuff on my other character that I'd love to give. But that being said, all is, I mean, honestly, that's probably a better idea anyway. Let me get those potions out of there. I do need to put these away because they just get in the way. There's no need to have them in my inventory. All right. Enough inventory management. Let us continue on. We're gonna go talk to Hadrig. Yeah, you've got some new things. You've got things to tell. Alright, Hadrig, what you got?
Deckard Kane said you could help me find the crown of the Oric.
Not now. It's my wife. She's locked in the cellar like all those who've been bitten. I'm to put them all down. But how can I kill my own wife?
It must be done, blacksmith. I will help you.
Thank you. Follow me.
Alright, so now I'm gonna have to go kill his wife for him. Unfortunately. Oh, this could be hard. There's an achievement for letting him get the final kill. My spider minions. I'll just stand back here. You guys can have at it. I want to see if my dogs aren't gonna die. Might as well just get this done with. All right. You know, if it only had 1 health left, I wonder how much health it was actually damaging him. Let's see if we can get him to kill her. Hey. Not the one you want. And delicately, achievement? Maybe? Yeah. Till death do us part. I got the achievement.
I couldn't have done this without you. I'm in your debt. My name is Hedrig Aemon.
I need your assistance, Hedwig. I search for the crown of Leoric.
I can help you there. It's buried with his chancellor, my grandfather. You'll find his tomb in a cemetery in the Weeping Hall.
Alright, I'll try to keep the sound up for those things. Most of this stuff is on the side chat there. Alright, got new skills. Corpse spiders. Well, the poison dart now has splinters, shoots 3 darts instead. Which actually, I'm going to like that better, so let's do that. Let's go back to that. I have fire bats, which I don't want to do. And that's fine. Was that it? Was that seriously? I got a rune? Alright. Well then. Got a magic belt here. Let's put that on. Alrighty then. Get my dogs back. I may or may not go back to the spiders. It all just depends. Alright, so he's gonna teleport back. Let's go out the gate.
There's a big pack coming this time. Stand your ground.
I like how you get so much experience just for killing something the first time.
Scavengers are ugly, pathetic creatures.
Alright, and again, you can pause it if you want to read it.
Needs more time.
So let me back up while they back up while they explode, as they do cause a bit of damage. So let me get some health stuff here. I don't want my dogs to die if they don't have to. Alrighty, got a minor health potion down here. And yes, I do keep the items on because it makes it simpler to look at the items while you're moving. And you can worry about
Strike is true.
all your hotkeys for your attacks instead of hitting Alt to hit the weapons. Plus, Alt is also used to compare weapons with you in your inventory. So if you're comparing a weapon and you're holding 2 of them, like you're using two-handed, well, not a two-handed weapon, but you're dual-wielding weapons, I should say, then hitting Alt will compare it to the alternate weapon, or the offhand weapon, while you're looking in your inventory. So it can become a nuisance at that point, but I prefer it to be a toggle. To each his own, though. Alright. So far, so good. I haven't had too much trouble. I mean, I've been trying to get an achievement here or there, so I'll be acting stupid, even though I should be a little bit more careful. Well, let's raise my dogs again. I already got the health thing achievement. I really should save those in hardcore. Really shouldn't just take them whenever. I used to in the regular difficulty because it didn't matter and I didn't care. But I guess I shouldn't do that right now. As I'm just shooting off in random directions, that's awesome. Come on. It's just skeleton raising from the ground.
During the last days of King Leoric's reign, even the skeletons of...
Alright. Anything interesting? No, it's just a health globe. Alright. I'm I'm gonna search every place. I know it's risky at some points, but the experience is definitely worth it as long as you can stay ahead of the curve in hardcore. You know, take it, not a slow pace, but a steady pace. You don't want to just breeze through it. Like I've definitely had people who would just bull rush their way through this part of the game. And in the beta, you could, especially on hardcore, you could just, you know, once they introduced hardcore, the difficulty in the game hadn't actually been set yet. So all the monsters were really weak, and you were definitely a lot more powerful than you should have been. And so on hardcore, it really wasn't hardcore, because in the beta, I didn't die once, ever. The only time I ever died was when I was trying to do that achievement where you have to resurrect people. And even then, I had to sit in the inn. The very first time you get to the inn and you talk to Leah, Leah doesn't do any damage, at least in the beta, she didn't do any damage to the zombies, and I stood there and let those zombies wail on me, and it still took them a good minute and a half to get me down to no health before we could do it. So, yeah. The difficulty changes have been drastic and much appreciated because the game is a lot more fun. No one likes a walk in the park when it comes to smashing monsters, because you can feel all powerful that way, and you might think, well, a walk in the park is going to be better that way because then you'll feel more kick-ass. Well, no, because if, just like anything, if it's not a challenge, you don't feel like you've proven anything. So
I was able.
that one was quick, but I'm battling, so. Decayed Fetish Shaman. Alright, just in case it was too quick. There you go. Carry a nest. Alright, this is supposed to poison it. I'm definitely liking this poison dart thing. It's a little bit more of a direct damage, and I like that a little bit more. Oh, special guy already. Knocked up. Alrighty. So I don't have too much lag right now, which is good. That's very good. Let's see if I got anything worth it. Monster kills grant experience. No, I'd rather have the pickup. Generates 1 life, or monster kills grant. I'd rather have the 1 life. This doesn't do as much damage, so. Decayed Fallen Shaman. I'm sorry, I thought it said fetish. Reading too quickly. I'm also playing with a minimized window screen, so it looks good in the recording, but it's a bit small for this monitor, so this monitor has a little bit more of a tough time looking at it. Which is weird because when I watch the videos on their channel, it actually comes out pretty nice. Alright, hold on. There's a map. Yeah, I'm gonna go back up because the down there is usually where the level 2 is, and I'll come back to that. I'm also trying to get to the as many levels as I can in these videos, so the more monsters I kill, the better. Ah, missed. There we go. Now I'm doing some serious damage. Alright, let's see if this goes anywhere. To a chest! A wonderful, wonderful chest that had 2 gold and some white bracers. That is not such a wonderful chest after all. In fact, I don't think I like that chest at all. Okay, here we go. Alright. Come at me, scavengers. You shall not win this day. Yeah, I do random voices. Sorry, they are the greatest. But that's not what I go for. I go for fun. Alright, now we got the long walk all the way back down. But that's alright. At least they added teleports to the end of this, so you don't have to like walk all the way back through the levels just like you did in Diablo 2. That's what I always hate about doing those caves. I loved getting the experience and getting the treasure, but walking back out was a bitch. Especially when you had that stamina bar, and boy am I glad that stamina bar is non-existent in this game. The stamina bar was the worst thing to ever come out of Diablo 2. And if that's the worst thing that comes out of that game, that's a pretty good thing. Honestly, if that's the worst thing you can say about a game, is a stamina bar that makes it so you have to walk and wait around for your stamina bar to fill up. Yeah, I mean, that's annoying and everything, but if that's the worst thing you say, that game's pretty good. And it stayed active as an online community. Oh, come on, shoot. Right direction. Not paying attention to what I'm doing. Alright. It stayed active as an online game. It still is active. They just did a recent reset of the ladder online, which made it upset me though, because my character was, I had just started with my one character and it was a ladder character, and I was gonna make a rune word weapon. I had the runes and everything, put it in the weapon that I got, and it didn't work because they'd reset the ladders and my character was no longer a ladder character. I was pissed, but it's alright. I started a new character. All is well in the world. Yeah, my friends and I are playing Diablo 2 because most of them haven't played Diablo 2 or the series that much. So I'm trying to get them at least introduced to it before they get to Diablo 3, because they all want Diablo 3. They all want to play it. But it's important to know the story. Now, because Diablo 1 is a bit older and it's tougher to run on some of the operating systems, the newer ones especially, I think that just looking up the lore, the story of the first one is enough. Because honestly, the first game, while it was a fun game, oh, don't get me wrong, I loved that game. I grew up on that game. But the game itself, the storyline was a bit short for the gameplay, because there was a lot of gameplay with story scattered here and there intermittently. It wasn't too heavy on the story, which is fine. It had enough, definitely had enough, but it was cleverly hidden. You know, you had books that you would read throughout the game, and it would give you updates on the lore and all that good stuff. Much like they did with the journals, but in a much scattered fashion and not nearly as many. So in that respect, the lore was a little bit... Well, I mean, honestly, it was just a shorter game. So, I mean, it's hard to compare with the length of games these days. But yeah, with only 16 levels to go down until the expansion, which really wasn't an official expansion, then you had to really play it a lot to get enough of the story out of it, because each playthrough was different. Each level was different. Each time around you got different quests. So because of that, it added a lot of replay value. But again, the story was definitely not worth playing the game just to get to the story. The game is worth playing to play. And if they want to do that, or if any of you want to do that, by all means, I recommend the game. But if you're looking to jump right into this game as quickly as you can, just look up the story. It's not going to kill you. It's not going to hurt you to just look up the story for the first one and move on. Oh, jeez. Man, that was some knockback power. And just look up the story. Don't worry about the gameplay at all. It's worth playing, but not if you're worried about trying to jump right into this. Play Diablo 2. That one is definitely worth playing. But yeah, no, this, if you're looking to jump straight into Diablo 3, then read the story, play Diablo 2, get the expansion to Diablo 2, and then join us all in the fun that is Diablo 3. Wow, there's a lot of champions here. Wow, there's a lot of champions. That is the most I've seen in champions in one spot. 2 Ravenous Dead that are nightmarish. I've got some of these grotesques over here. And I just had the maidens. Alright guys, let's do this. Yeah, using them. Alright. There we go. Alright, let's get the gold so we can clear up the space so I can look at what I'm trying to get at. That's worth it, and this is worth it. Alright. So we got some boots. They're not nearly as good as the boots I have. Ooh, now that's nice. This one increases attack speed. But definitely, let's go with that one. Alright, cool. Got a weapon upgrade. And that means I'm level 7. I dinged a while back and I didn't look at this. Grasp of the Dead increases to the slow to 80%. Nice. Already 80%. Okay. Now do I... Level 8, I unlock Horrify. Alright, cool. So I'll look forward to level 8. Alrighty, and on that note, I think I'm going to see you guys in the next episode. I'll continue on, and the next episode we're going to finish out the Weeping Hollow here where I'm at, and see how I can get to level 10, get that achievement for hardcore. Alright guys, thanks for watching, thanks for paying attention to my ramblings. I hope there was at least something in there that you would like to listen to, or at least get some helpful information out of that. I am Ryan from Modern Epic. It has been fun, and I'll see you guys next time.